It's based. Really get going with my opinions on immigration, and I don't know, whatever else I can bring to you guys that out there in the world of the internet. Um, you know, whatever that might be. So, all right, where are you guys based? Hey, yeah, we're based in. I'm in LA. I'm an LA guy. I've been here my entire life. Take it back. I was born and raised. Take that back. I was born in India, and 3 months later, my mom moved to Los Angeles. So she was already living here. She just went there to have me. And then I grew up in LA my entire life, and I moved around. Lived in Seattle, lived in Washington D.C., Las Vegas, a couple of places. And I'm back. So our offices are in LA, but I help clients all over the world. We have clients that I've never met. I mean, all the time. In fact, that's part of the immigration law. And especially in the last 10 years, the ability to sort of meet people overseas or from other parts of the world and work with them through Zoom calls, or now it's Zoom, but it used to be Skype, has really broadened sort of the spectrum for immigration people. So the office is in downtown Los Angeles at 7th and Flower Street. We're right above the block, if you know where that is, right across from Metro Center, on the 29th floor. So yeah, 7th and Metro, 700 South Flower Street, 7th and Flower, and that's us, man. We have an office. We have offices elsewhere, okay, across California and in Texas as well. But if you ever want to meet me and do like a consult with me in person, you can do that. We're still doing free consults, but I'll be honest with you that I haven't been doing this for 20 something years. It gets a little bit tiring. I mean, a lot of you guys have called me. I don't know, I don't have, people call and spend 5 minutes, and every single person who calls, it's kind of nice actually. They always tell me that they really appreciated what I told them, because, I mean, a lot of times it's just, hey, look, I'm not going to tell you how to answer that question, but I'll tell you what I think in general, and I tell people my opinion, and I do a lot of that. So we're live on TikTok. We're also live on YouTube. Love YouTube. The YouTube platform actually is a lot better for us, because we get to really put more content out there, and people get to skip around our videos a lot better. Like TikTok's wonderful because we all get 15 seconds of entertainment or whatever. But for all you TikTokers out there, check out our YouTube channel. It's The Gig Law on YouTube. And frankly, our YouTube channel has way more content. And we actually have clients that we sign up that we have them look at YouTube videos, because a lot of those videos just walk them through and tell them things about what they need to know, like how to do an E2, things like that. So, so that's just an update for you guys. YouTubers, love you guys out there. Hope you guys are joining and watching, all right? All right, any updates on the immigration bill? What are the options for STEM OPT people? Anonymous 4617 with a really cool little logo there. Oh, it's just the girls from Disney dancing. That's not cool. Actually, super not cool. All right. All right, let's get into this then. Well, you guys could have been anywhere, but you're here with me, as Jay-Z said. So basically, we are here talking about what's happened, and the immigration law did not get included in the bill. The Senate parliamentarians, so what happens is they have like some sort of office that simply says, because this reconciliation bill, the budget bill, is about the budget, we're going to set up an office that gets to decide if things are budget related or not. Because that's kind of the whole problem with the U.S. government, which is people come, they throw a bunch of things into a bill that's not related to anything at all, right? And so the budget bill actually has all these rules around it, where it can't be delayed, it can't be passed, it can't be cut up, it has to be done as one whole bill. So the two parties in the American system basically said, the budget bill, you want to try and include this, go to the Senate parliamentarian. The Senate parliamentarian looked at all the immigration provisions and basically threw them all out and said that these are not sufficiently related to the budget provisions in the United States. There's a lot of arguments, on both sides, but the main argument that you end up seeing is that, like, the impact of the United States economy, if we were to get green cards for the people in the backlog, and if we were to get dreamers, some about 1 million people, get them their green cards, would increase tax revenue in the billions, and eventually into numbers like the trillions. So essentially, when you look at what's happening right now in immigration, there are a lot of strong programs that are sort of uniformly liked, but they're just playing politics. They just don't care to fight over something specific and make it happen. And it's truly a disaster, because the impact is disastrous, right? It's truly disastrous. So the budget reconciliation bill is still pending. And if it's not approved and completed, actually immigration might shut down on Friday, which is October 1st, I believe. If immigration shuts down on October 1st, it's going to be because no budget's been passed. So that there is some impact coming, guys. Possible getting it shut down. All right. So nothing for STEM OPT people other than you have STEM OPT. You have the best program in immigration, right? The absolute best. You know, one of the biggest problems you have is not getting your work permit on time. Gotta file that stuff early. I don't say wait till you graduate. I mean, get going on that. I don't know what else to say on that. All right. All right. Can I switch jobs after applying for extension? Vague question, not enough info. If you filed an H-1B, change of employer, you can switch. Extension of OPT, I suppose. I don't know. Striker 88. Can I switch jobs for after applying for an extension? Extension of the same status for the same employer, depends on what status you hold now. Just shoot me back what status you have. Just say I have this status, okay? All right. Can I travel to the Bahamas with F1 visa, but I don't have F1 stamping? Can I? Well, the words you use don't make sense. F1 visa. A visa is something that's in your passport. So visas are put in your passport. If you have an F1 visa in your passport, yes, you can travel in and out of the United States with it so long as it's valid. You have an I-20 that's valid as well. Proof that you're attending school. You said I don't have F1 stamping. F1 stamping is the visa. So maybe yours is out of date. You need a new one, then you need a new visa. If your visa is valid, yes. If your visa is not valid and you need a new one, no. All right. Can you tell me, I'm in high school, but I'm not legal. What can I do? Oh, I love that question. Hang in there. Shake hands. Shake angio. Hang in there, man. Look, if you're in the United States, if you're in California, there's a law in California called AB 540, Assembly Bill 540. I can't remember. It's AB 540. I think it's AB 540. Might be AB 540 or 560. Anyways, it's a law that basically says that if you, it's like DACA. It's like if you went to high school for 2 years and you completed high school in California, you count as a resident in California. That means California community colleges, CSU, and UC schools will all accept you as a resident, and you can pay resident rates, okay? So keep in mind that's something you can do. You're in high school, you're not legal. Another thing to keep in mind, it's really complicated, but I'll try and go over it really quickly in this live chat, is that if you, at the age of 18, you begin to accrue unlawful presence. So I have actually had high school students who are about to get married, and we have actually done things for them where we've had them leave the United States, get their green card based upon marriage, and come right back in. Sometimes it's taken 6 months or 8 months. Right now with COVID, it's a nightmare. But under 18 has a lot of different things. Last thing, if you are underage and you possibly have only one parent in the United States, you need to call me, okay? If you have one parent in the United States, I mean, it's just your mom, no relationship with your dad, no relationship with anybody else, then you might be eligible for a program called SIGIS. And I will talk to you about it, and I will get that going for you. It is better if you're in California than if you're other states, but we can talk about that as well. All right, so one parent, we'll talk about it later on in the live stream, called SIGIS. We'll do some more stuff about that. Siraj91, what are the maximum number of extensions a visitor visa could do? I'm almost stuck here due to COVID. Man, it's been a total freaking nightmare, to be honest with you. A total nightmare on the extensions. The extensions are not getting approved. We're filing 1 and 2 extensions with people not going back. Now, the problem that you're going to see happening right now is they're sending out RFEs and they're saying, hey, where are you? Who's paying for this? When are you going to actually go home? What are your ties to go home? Because if you're in the United States and you leave your home for 2 years, let's just look at anybody who's here. If you're living here and you left your home in Canada for 2 years, the question might be, well, what are you doing here? Why are you staying here? Why wouldn't you just go home and stay at home? So if your mom is stuck here due to COVID, you're saying that I don't want her to travel is different than she's stuck here due to COVID, because she might be able to go home, actually get on an airplane and go home and quarantine or stay safe at home. So, the extension limitation, there is none, but the fact is it's going to come hard and heavy soon, and it's going to be very, very difficult. We've been sending some clients home. Okay? What are the maximum number of extensions a visitor can go? I am in the United States for 3 years. Yeah, I got you, man. Give me a call. Call us and make an appointment. I'll talk to you about SIGIS. RNSDO, do you think Plan B will go through? Any updates on a new immigration law? Yeah, I'm kind of, we watch and we wait, we see what happens as it comes up. There's so many programs and plans that are supposed. I mean, the Biden plan is still sitting there. Apparently, they sent in a huge immigration plan with all sorts of things that they wanted to do, and there's nothing there. Biden had submitted a plan, what they want from immigration, how they want to do it, and it's still there. I just saw Jen Psaki say something about it. Jen Psaki's the press lady, public relations lady for the White House. So I mean. Not much I can say about that. I don't know what's happening. Look, I think that if we don't get something in the next 6+ months, we're done. That's it. I mean, the Republicans are going to win the midterm elections. They're going to take back the House, and it's highly likely that there'll be no immigration law after that. So that's what I think. Is registry going to be included in the budget reconciliation bill? At this point, no. Maverick asked about registry. We've been doing videos on that. We've been telling you guys all about registry. Registry is a great program, and if you've been here since '72, you can get a green card. We don't know that it's going to be included. In fact, I think all immigration things have been taken out of that bill. Hey, Sheikh, thanks for all the info. I don't want to hear any more about it. I mean, thank you, but just call me. I mean, make an appointment. Talk to me. It'll be 5 or 10 minutes. That's all I'm doing free. Yeah, by the way, guys, we're going to be switching over to paid appointments in the future because I do so many free appointments and you guys are wonderful and I love helping people out. But the truth is it just takes a lot of my time to talk to people for free. I do 20, 30 phone calls a day. I haven't approved asylum, applied for 45. Do they, again, my interview? The interview thing's hit or miss. They've been skipping some interviews. But now they are, they might miss it. They might miss it. I hope they miss it because you just get the green card right away. All right, Lux Zulus. Hey, Lux Zulus, thanks for following. Sure, can you tell me I'm in high school, I'm living in the United States since 3 years when I came here. All right, dude, I'm going to, honestly, I told you to call me. If you're listening, you can pick up the phone and call. Anonymous said, great info, great location news. Thank you. Hey, you're welcome. All right, I'm going to ask that Shake be blocked if you keep doing that. Shake Ainge or whatever. Come on, man. I told you can call me. It's free. Stop typing. Make a phone call. Call. We'll just deal with it then, all right? All right, any update for U visa about EAD? How long will people get temporary work permit? All right, great question. U visa is a program for individuals who are a victim of a crime in the United States. The whole program is designed around making sure that if you're a victim of the crime, you call the police and get help. Victim of a crime, U visa is limited to 10,000 visas a year. Because of that, there's a backlog of about 4 or 5 years. Now, that backlog of 4 or 5 years is getting us to be about, it's been very difficult. Guess what Biden did? People, we don't love Biden, right? He hasn't done enough for us, right? That's all we talk about. What he did on the U visa program is excellent. He gave them a work permit, and it started in July. I got clients who got their work permits in July. So if you are in line for for a U visa, if you're in line now, you should be getting an application filed. We're getting those quickly. In fact, the U visas are getting more delayed because they're doing all the work permits right now. So the U visa work permit program is actually going better than the H4 EAD and other programs because of the biometrics were already included and already been done a long time ago. Okay. All right. U visa UAD. You get the work permit for the entire time period that you're in line, actually. So I think they're 2 years approving them right now, but they'll do more, okay? All right, Striker 88, H1B. All right, Striker, extension with employer and switching to employer B. Yeah, okay, so you filed 2 cases. I got you, Striker, got you. Okay, so you filed an H1B extension because you're running out of time, and then you filed a change of employer. Bottom line is you can ignore the extension and look at the change of employer. Yeah, you're kind of screwed, actually. That's a bad move. Whoever did that for you should have told you this. That your second case is going to be the one that sticks. Because those conflict unless you file to amend and add additional employers. So H-1Bs, you can do what's called concurrent employment, where you can employ by 2 different entities at the same time. But those are complicated because you have to show how you're going to do part-time and how it's going to work. If you're saying that you filed an extension and then you filed a change, then I can tell you right now that the change of employer allows you 240 days to go and work for the employer at the place of work, okay? So the change of employer, H-1B, 240 days, go work over there for them. That's no problem. You can do that. If you filed the transfer or extension of status after the change without making it a concurrent or amendment, you might be screwed. Okay, so talk to your attorney, man. Somebody should have helped you with that. That wasn't well done. Okay, but change of employer on H-1B, the day it's filed, the day your receipt notice is dated, you can go. All right. All right. Is it possible to change C1D visa to work permit? No, it is not. I'm so sorry to hear that. No, easy answer, not. What are the chances of getting an O1 visa versus an H1B? Call an attorney, have them look at your actual case, and that's how you get your chances. O1s are based on extraordinary ability, and you can see the criteria, 7 or 8 of them online, you can find it. And you have to be extraordinary ability, dude. So how extraordinary are you, and what's your evidence look like? That's the question I always ask people. For you, we do a process where we just look at both of those and come up with an answer. Maverick 8805, is it safe to go to Hong Kong or Mexico for H1B stamping? I'm Indian and embassies there are closed. So third country processing is not really good. It's not really good because of COVID. Third country processing prior to COVID had a whole bunch of other rules we could have applied, we could have done. We are doing a lot of third country processing, but we're doing them for people out of Europe, okay? Where we do interview waivers and NIEs, and we get them approved and they get to come, okay? But at this point, I'm not seeing that work for Indian nationals going to other countries. It's very, very, very case specific, okay? But here is some really good news that the travel ban, all right, travel ban is looking like it's gonna be going down in November. So November, the travel ban for Schengen area is over so long as you have a vaccination card, okay? So I'm not interested in vaccination debates. I'm not gonna do that here. I don't give a crap what you say or think. Just not in my field. I don't give a shit. But this is the rule. If you, starting in November, if you have a vaccination card, proof of vaccination, you will be allowed to travel out of Schengen to the United States without anything else. I mean, obviously you need your visa, but they have ESTA, okay? Now, what does that mean for Indian nationals? That means there's some hope that you look at that time period, it was about a year, it was 1 year. It was actually 1 year. And there's two things. It was the time period and there was the increase in vaccinations in that country. So India needs to see that. Okay. YouTube question was about budget reconciliation bill. Budget reconciliation bill, we have a huge problem. The problem came about a week and a half ago. The Senate parliamentarian is an office that, because the budget reconciliation bill is a streamlined bill, you're not allowed to pull it apart. You're not allowed to take pieces out of it. You're not allowed to block it. You can't really do a lot of things to it. Once it's made and it's put forward, it has a agenda to get it passed. So the budget reconciliation bill has an office called the Senate parliamentarian, and the Senate parliamentarian reviewed the provisions. We put them up in some videos, 60001, 60002. These are from the Senate Judiciary Committee's Act on Immigration, 60003. Those sections all did things that would have helped the EB backlog. It was amazing. And the Senate parliamentarian excluded all of them and said they don't have a sufficient enough connection to the budget itself. Now, lawyers, you guys are all lawyers out there, man. Everyone's an armchair lawyer. You can really pick that apart and say, how can you say that when the backlog and the loss of green cards, number one, is a huge problem because it prevents individuals from becoming tax-paying residents, okay, in a more permanent function. It prevents the growth of the economy because the 80,000, just so you guys know, we're looking at the loss of green cards being 80,000, roughly. It was 100,000. We've got it down to 80,000. I'll tell you a story. Remind me to tell you a story about a client of mine who's got an RFE. So there's 80,000 backlog right now, and this is a huge impact, right? Those are 80,000 people who can get green cards, especially in the EB line, who would then just become residents, and they have more stability, more flexibility, perhaps the ability to earn more, and of course engage in the economy in a way that stable people do, right? When you own, when you have residents, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a house, or I'm gonna do the next thing I want to do in life, right? I'm not just gonna sit here and do stuff. So the argument that the Senate parliamentarian missed is the impact immigration has on the economy can be quoted easily in the hundreds of billions and up, and I've seen some people say trillions, right? Actually, I have an article here that even says the impact on immigration, on the economy, can be in the trillion range of a trillion, okay? And that alone is something that is really kind of sad. The budget bill, as of right now, I believe has not been fully voted and passed. It was supposed to be passed on the 27th, was in the vote. But if they have not passed it yet, then the government closes down on October 1st, right? So we've had this in the past where they argue over some other points, and government might shut down. So in any case, that's the situation right now with the Senate with the budget reconciliation bill. We're not seeing that anything we can do right now about that. All right. All right. So a lot of questions, and I'm catching up. Is it safe to go Hong Kong, Mexico for H-1B stamping? I'm Indian. So yeah, I told you probably not. It's more complicated than that. It'll take you some time. How long is the I-130-212 waiver taking? My husband is in Mexico. Oh yeah, you're screwed. That's taken a very long time. Because did you do the 601A and it got approved, and then the 212 you found out you had a 212 violation? Yeah, we have a very few of those, but those are being sent to Nebraska, and those are taking like 2 years. I mean, I'm really sorry to say, but it's a year plus, almost 2 years right now. So Teresa Diaz, I'm sorry to hear that, but it's going to be a while before that 212 waiver is approved. I just got a couple 212 waivers approved, and yeah, they took a long time. All right, SS Shapers, what about sibling sponsorship? Do you have to go back to your home country to uplift your visa? Yeah, siblings are huge lines, 10 years, 25, 30 years. The F4 category is way backlogged. If you don't have if you're in status in the United States, you can always adjust status inside the USA. If you don't have status now, then you're looking at unlawful presence, you're looking at a waiver, and you're looking at returning home to get processed. Team MTC, I've been doing business in USA since 2014. I'm under TPS and pending asylum. What are my options? TPS extensions were released. I think Biden extended everything up until next year. Some cases have open registration periods. TPS is in good shape. Hold on to your TPS. Look at travel on TPS. If you can get a TPS travel permit and go in and come out, matter of XZYZ or whatever, says that counts as an original entry. TPS people need to look at travel permits. Call me if you want to talk about it. Joy Potty, are there any chance to get 45 early? I have I-140 EB3, priority 2018, November 9th, other than EB1, EB5. No. No. Short answer, no. You cannot. You have a priority date, you have a priority date. There's no earlies. Everybody wants to know, what kind of question is that? Can I get early? Joy, come on, man. We're losing green cards. There's people in line for 10 years. You want to go early? In my dreams, I can make it go early. Can you imagine? Yeah, all of you guys out there who hate immigration attorneys would be like, oh, you have a way to go early. It's just a way for you to make $1 million and take our money. But no, there's no way to go early. Can you please talk about VAWA? Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. VAWA. Let me talk about VAWA. VAWA is Violence Against Women Act, passed during the Clinton years. And the VAWA program is excellent program. And what it really is if you're an individual who's married to an LPR or a citizen, and that individual has been subject to abuse, physical, mental, or emotional abuse, and can show that the relationship was real and the abuse was real, then you can file a VAWA case. Now, VAWA cases, we win them all the time, but that's because we do what lawyers do, which is we assess it, we make sure we have a winning case, and we go forward. And people come up to me and tell me I was married for 3 weeks, and then, he called me stupid. And I'm like, listen, calling you stupid, sorry to say, is not mental or emotional abuse, okay? That's sort of on a low-end scale of sort of mental or emotional abuse. And 3 weeks marriage might not be enough to really prove you were really, really married, okay? So VAWA cases are great. They're handled privately. It's a one-way case. It's not something open to both parties telling their stories. Get a good attorney. God, if you've got a VAWA issue, get a good attorney. And by the way, if you're in the middle of anything that involves domestic abuse or you're in a relationship, oh my God, don't, save yourself. Domestic violence is a horrible thing to be in. It's a cycle. It causes all sorts of damage to people. Get out of that, man. Get out of that. Get protection. Get yourself safe, okay? So I'm hoping that you're asking me this from a safe place, okay? Because, people's lives matter, right? Lives matter, and, then comes the next part. All right. How long should I wait after documentarily qualified? On the U visa, you should file right away for the EAD. Can dual citizens apply for DV lottery? God, that's like a trick question. I had it once in my career. It's going to be the nationality of the country which the place of birth is going to matter the most on that. Yeah, I always go, I just went through immigration law, and basically the place of birth is your nationality, and that's how you get allotted to where you're at. So I'm gonna guess an answer for that question. My guess answer, I think, is place of birth. If you got a secondary citizenship later, no, that won't get you for the DV lottery. Okay. And And hand clap from Sanjay Patel. Thank you, man. Thank you. You're welcome, and you're welcome. Are truck drivers also included in Plan B as essential worker? I haven't looked at essential worker, I'll be honest with you. I'm sorry about that. I haven't looked. They might be. There's some infrastructure parts of that talk about, the national sort of economy and the functionality of the economy. And that might be, depending on what kind of goods or, what you're doing. If you're a mover, no. But if you're actually in shipping and commerce, it actually might. If any pretty girls want citizenship, I'll get married. Okay, can you please make him a moderator? I'm just kidding. Scudda the Flipper. Scudda the Flipper, you got it, man. We got a guy out there. Ladies. If you're pretty, God knows what that means. If you're pretty, how about this? If you think you're pretty, because let me tell you, I think I'm pretty. Look at that. The whole package, right? If you think you're pretty, talk to Scudda. He's going to get married. Scudda, I'm already married, and I don't need a green card. All right, sir, I was asylum office for rescheduling my interview, and I'm waiting on an interview to be rescheduled. Man, vlog, men sing, that's the bummer. It happens all the time. And rescheduling usually 2 to 3 months. Actually, rescheduling is usually really fast. Yeah, that's kind of weird. So in Anaheim, they go pretty quickly. Can you please talk about Vawa? Thank you. I did talk about it. I'm reading the question again. Earth Essentials. Hey, thanks for following. It's between O1 and H1B, which one would you recommend? See, that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of question people call me. Hey, between O1 and H1B. So it's not really an opinion based upon nothing, right? My opinions are based upon the reality of the situation and the facts at hand. Everybody has a different case, right? Everybody is different. You have a case based upon you having a patent and, you went to the moon and then the President of the United States gave you an award and put you on TV. Hey, O1, let's do an O1, right? You got a case based on a college degree and you're working for 1 year and you've never done anything else. H1B, right? So it's all about what your case is. So don't, I love it. I love that you're asking. I love you in the chat because you guys rock. But let's be real here, right, people? What is your case about? And this is the part where people need to, sometimes get off their butts and you got to hire somebody. I mean, I can sit here on all these live things and do all this stuff. I do all these free phone calls. Man, these phone calls, half the time people are just like, hey, I just want your opinion. Should I, buy a marijuana business? I mean, no. I mean, yeah, I'll be partners with you. Let's do it. Right. But I mean, it's not, it's really about what you have. And so even a free 5-minute phone call, I'm going to give you sort of the same thing, like a guesstimation about what something is or isn't. And at a certain point, I'll be shrugging my shoulders like, whatever, man. I mean, you're not really, you're trying to just get something that isn't available without more information. Okay. So I do that for free on TikTok. I do it all the time here in these questions, but without more information, that's a really, really hard question to answer. Okay. Okay. That's why I want you to know that your question is almost too hard to answer in this little chat. All right. Is there any update on H4 premium? No, there's not. I have a class 4 felony. I'm married to a citizen. Z Shahan 656. You have to get an attorney to evaluate the certified conviction record. We do that here. We charge a fee for that because convictions in every state are different than each other state. And the time served, the sentence given, sentence given more than time served, and the type of felony is going to matter. So I would do that evaluation for you. We charge money for that, and that's life, man. But we'll figure it out for you. Marriage to the United States citizen is always a pathway to a green card, but we'll have to look at it, all right? All right, Patel Sam, 3937. I had a car accident. It was crazy. An accident, my case going on. So can I apply for U visa, sir? No, you cannot. The word accident in your question means it wasn't on purpose. U visas are victim of a crime. I just had this question yesterday in our attorney chat. We have attorneys that we kind of chat all through our stuff in our office because there's so many people, so many things going on. And the question was exactly the same. And I wrote a response to Mitzi and I said, you know what? If it was a hit and run with death or bodily injury, that's a crime. It's possible. Now, I had a client who actually ran over somebody on the freeway and killed him. It was very sad. And then he drove home because he was so scared. And, thank God he went and turned himself into the sheriff's office. And I got him his green card, okay? So he, the guy, let me tell you the story. This is not the story that I told you guys to remind me about earlier. It's a different story. He was driving on the 110 freeway. And if you know the 110 freeway, there's an actual carpool lane on the far left, right? And he was on the carpool lane like at 3 a.m. and he's flying down the freeway. There's no one in the freeway, right? And he saw a light, a single light. And he's like, oh, it's a motorcycle. So he moved over a little, but it wasn't a motorcycle, it was a car. And the dude was pushing it in the freeway. And he hit the dude and the car. and like broke his windshield, smashed his windshield. He freaked out, pulled over, and drove home down to Torrance. He drove all the way to Torrance after that. Can you believe that? It was up there on the 110 by the carpool lanes, right? So he turned himself in, went to court, took care of all this stuff. He's a really great guy. And, I mean, I can see it in him after 10 years. 10 years later, the dude still suffers from that shit because it was so horrible. It was so horrible. It ruined his life. And he's a very kind of, you can see, he's just down about a lot of stuff in life. But anyways, we got him the green card. So that's a story I told you guys for no reason at all, just because I tell a lot of stories. You cannot get a U visa if you had a car accident, unless there's hit and run or a crime or something. We have one case I'm looking at today. Got in a car accident. The guy told the two girls, oh, look, blah, 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 and then said, I'll take you somewhere. Then somehow they got in the car, and he drove them away and wouldn't let them out of the car. Well, that turns into, guess what? That turns into, if you move somebody more than 10 feet against their will, usually with a weapon, it's kidnapping. So, you got to look at these things with an attorney, but usually just an accident, no. Dual citizens apply for the DV lottery. I just answered that one. What about DACA traveling internationally? Call me, get a travel permit. We'll get you a green card if you get married to a citizen after that. Can you talk about I did talk about Vawa Lils. Hey, thanks for following me, Devin Patel. My wife is in Brazil. How soon can she hear? No, man, that's bad. I got people stuck in Brazil too. Is she a citizen? Is she got children in the United States? You got to get the waiver, NIE waiver, or you got to get out of it. And the Brazilian consulates are closed. Joy Potty, is there any chance I get whatever early? Joy Potty, man, you sound like a great person to have as a client. Hey, can I get this done earlier? The whole world is waiting. My priority date is 2018. I want to go now. How about me going now? Come on, man. I'm sorry I'm making fun of you, but that's just, come on. What were you thinking when you asked that question? Can I fly with a driver's license in the United States? God, I hate that question. All right, in California, we have a driver's license with a little bear at the top, which is a federal approved ID. Yes, with that one. If you don't, no. I don't have the federal approved one, and my passport expired. I'm not flying anywhere soon. Rob just went to London. Damn it. Frob. All right, Tina Love. While DACA traveling internationally, get entry back. You need to get a travel permit, Tina. Call an attorney, get a travel permit. Miss Doe. Sorry if I asked this already. It disconnected. How likely is the backup immigration plan about? Yeah, that opinion's a tough one, Miss Doe. The backup immigration plan, you guys asked it over at YouTube as well. Backup immigration plan is all those great things we've been talking about, but I've got my eye on number one, DREAM Act. I think DREAM Act has a high chance of passing. You can put that down in ink. You can put some money on it in Vegas if you want to. DREAM Act going to pass. Someone give me the odds on that. Number two, a agricultural worker bill. I like that one. Agricultural worker bill most likely would pass because that has always been on the agenda. It's always going to pass. You want to put money on something? Those are my top two to put money on. Far distant third, I wouldn't even put money on it. I'll bet you the odds are probably 10 to 1 against is a registry. That registry bill, because it came out of Cato Institute and they have so many details, it's a very well-developed plan. It's not just a fly in a, throw out in the air plan. It was somebody's rando plan. But if any plan can pass, get past stinking Joe Manchin, and I mean that, stinking Joe Manchin, yes, it's registry, right? Hey, you've been here since 2011. It gets everybody. You got to have good moral character. You got to be a good person, blah, 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 blah. Those are the backup immigration plans. There are more out there. There's the Group of 23, New Jersey, and other House of Representatives people who put together plans. I've read all that stuff. I don't really know where to go with it because the truth is there's so much behind closed doors that's hidden. A lot of times, especially with this stuff, immigration is only going to pass if people are really, really hiding it behind closed doors and making it pass. Because if you talk about it out in the world, it's a political brush fire. You just get burned and you're done. All right, I got some follows. Thank you so much, Class Felony. I got your Class Felony 4 Class Felony. You're a bad dude. Watch out, man, but call me. If extension for visitor to get the visa gets denied, does the B2 visa get canceled? No, but you're an overstay and you got to leave the United States. And you'll have a 214B issue. I mean, a 221G issue, sorry. So you'll have some problems in the future. What kind of drug test do they give at the Mexican physical to become a resident? They ask you if you've done drugs. The fact that you asked that question means you need to hire a lawyer. All right. So let me tell you the answer to that question, okay? Let me tell you the answer to that question. I had another client. This is just goes for the physical overseas, tells the guy, have you ever done any drugs? And the guy goes, no, I haven't really. I tried a little bit once. And just told some story about a party and took a puff, as if what Bill Clinton said is going to help you on this thing. I didn't inhale. I did this and this and this. Bull crap. Dead. Dead in the water. Dead in the water. You know what that physician wrote? Possible drug user. What do you think they have in the interview, man? You're just done. You're going to stay in Mexico until they decide they're going to let you back. Don't ask dumb questions like that. I mean, don't reveal information you don't need to reveal, especially about use of illegal substances. What documents are required to sponsor my brother to U.S. humanitarian parole? Good luck. I don't know. Everything you can imagine. Sick documents, all the rest. Everything you need. The letters showing that you're going to pay for it. All the money questions. Money, sick, how, who's paying, where, what, why. How to speed up the political asylum waiting period? No way. You can ask for your case to be expedited. Sorry. You can. Not much you can do. Spurry said, I'm excited. I'm excited too, man. I'm excited too. I wake up excited. I wake up every day excited. Like, poof, new day. Something great's going to happen today. I'm not sure what. A lot of times that something great doesn't really happen to me. It like happens to like one of my kids. And then I'm like, oh, that's great, right? Because, you know, you get older and great shit stops happening. All right, Joy Potty's asking the same question over and over. I'm not, for some reason I've got, oh, whoops, I'm doing a typing thing here. I don't want to do it. My team's just ignoring me. What are we doing? Does the budget help to speed up asylum seeker waiting time? No. I will. Let me just finish the question as fast as I can. My citizenship application pending more than 17 months. What are my options besides waiting? I don't know. Hire an attorney and we'll call the USCIS millions of times. They're such jerks. 17 months? That is wrong. There's something wrong. You can actually litigate that case and win money. 17 months. Are you sure, dude? Seriously, please go check. 17 months is absolutely absurd for citizenship. What happens when your EAD is lost in transit? It's the saddest moment of you and your attorney's day. That's not a great day. That's like the worst thing that happened that day. Lost in transit, it's going to take forever to get a new one. Gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that, man. I'm really, really sorry, Apple EXEE. Oh, man. That's so sad. You have to reapply. Immigration thinks that you actually have it and gave it to somebody else. They assume that it's fraudulent. You know, it's like a nightmare. My brother, the victim of crime, Visa, was shot. He got arrested, DUI, and got deported. Yeah, he can get a green. He can still get it. He can still get it. Call an attorney, Jamie Lopez. After Vawa approved an interview for green card, not usually, but it can happen. Can I apply for citizenship with a pending? Yes, you can. Good idea. Do it all the time. How long takes the transfer permission for? It takes a while. 10 months, 13 months, a long time. My internet keeps kicking me out. Thank you for explaining Vawa. Oh, you're welcome. I hope you win your case, and I hope you're safe. With trillions of dollars in national debt, who do they owe money to? I'm so glad you asked me that question because it's really simple. They owe a little bit of that money to me and the rest of it to the Chinese. They hold all those T-notes and all those accounts. It's literally China. You want to know the answer? Literally China. I hope I won the prize on that one. What does the priority date mean for F4? It means you wait forever. What does it just look at the dates, look at the chart. It's a long wait. It's the date that your case was filed. What do you think about making immigration court into an Article 1 court? It's not Article 1, it's Article 3. Right? Article 3. Article 1 is Congress. Article 2 is the executive. Article 3 is the judiciary. What I think I make it to an Article 1 court? It is an Article 1 court technically, right? Because it's an agency. No, it's not. It's Congress. Article 2 court, it's an agency. Man, it would add a lot more due process to it, and it wouldn't be such a kangaroo joke. How's that? Yes, do it. Change. Change is good. Change is good, man. Change is good, and it's something that we need to get, like, honestly, let's just be really real here, and I'm kind of done, guys, so I'll try and answer some questions, but wrap it up. Let's be really, really honest here. Like, I don't care if you're an immigrant. I don't care if you're super poor, and I don't care if you're completely ignorant. We are America. We live here, and we do it a way that represents us, like the way American systems are set up and the way we believe in justice and due process and certain rights. So if we have kangaroo courts that are just literally stomping on people, ignoring people, they were doing mass deportations. They would line them up and they would just be like, oh, do you want to stay? Do you want to go? And not giving people a chance to have their day in court. I mean, that's how you do it in other places. People don't move here to make it worse. We move here to embrace what America is and make it better. So yeah, make it a real court. Push it in a direction where we have some reality instead of this kind of bullshit, right? An administrative court. So yeah, I've got lots of opinions about that kind of stuff, and I don't want to make it, about that. But the truth is, like, a lot of people are so anti-immigration and they feel like these people are stealing or taking and all that. Well, we are America. People come here. This is what it's freaking built on. What more do you want, right? Oh, I want it this way. I want it that way. There's always another perfect way to do it, but the world doesn't exist that way. In Europe, they're full of immigrants that are just flooding through the country because they're land connected. It's not as if that this land migration thing is brand new. It's been around and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse, right? You guys know that with climate change, it's only going to get worse. Yeah, I say climate change. There is climate change going on. I mean, there are more fires in the United States than we've ever had. I've lived here my entire life, and the amount of fires we have now in the Western United States is crazy. And it's because of cycles and climate and weather. But climate migration This is by the Migration Policy Institute. The biggest factor in migration that's coming is climate migration. And it's going to be very specific, and it's going to be dividing the world into places where there are safer zones versus other zones, and where you can get employment and get jobs. It's not going to get better. And Congress and the United States jerking around immigration laws and not doing anything for it or trying to do anything to fix it is just wasting our time. We need to be planning for these things. And the United States used to be a forward-thinking country, and it needs to re-embrace that kind of thinking. And immigration is a place where that should happen. I missed a bunch of questions, but it's not because I don't love you guys and you're great. It's because I'm running out of time, and I do a lot of things for free, including this. And you guys are really awesome, and I appreciate you guys checking in. Please hit me with more questions, and I will try to get it going. Carflickas said, shout out my business. You got it. Carflix. I don't know what your business is. Let's check out Carflix, everybody. He's got 11 followers. Maybe we can get him up to 12. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.
That was really well.